how to have everything you want. You've probably heard that, and I'm going to say it again, and you will think that's impossible, and I can't do that. I've never done that in my life, and I will tell you that you're wrong. And I used to believe that as well. But see, the problem was I was trying to get anything, not everything. There's a difference there. See, because when you want to have everything, that means that you want to have everything you were born entitled to have. And that's part of your birth plan. That's part of why you were born. And that is the journey that you take on your life. And as you decide to move on that journey, then you have everything that you want. It may take you a while because, see, I'm only doing that today. And I'm 74. I just want to say that because I know what you can accomplish, and I know that you can have everything that you want because you were born to have it. Now, I will say that that may sound like it's coming out of left field, but I'm going to explain it to you because I want you to have it, because it is a time in your life and our world where it's really important for you to have everything that you want, because that will be an energetic change that you will make, and you'll see your life change and the world will change as well. And it may be that you have yet to discover who you are. I'm going to say this because I want you to understand that there's no reason for you not to have it, except you haven't been shown how to get there. You haven't found the thing that was going to unravel your life path and your life plan, because you were born with one. Or you may have done so many other things before that you just gave up on yourself. I do understand that one. Or you could have tried over and over again and never gotten there until one day it breaks through, and then you decide, oh, wait a minute, I know who I am now. Because that's the most important thing that you need, you want in your life. The only thing you're meant to do in your life is accept who you are. And that journey may take a while, as it did for me. And that's why I'm saying it today, because I've talked about this stuff for so long. I've had so many different careers. But coming to the awareness of what this turned into was surprising for me. And I'm saying this because I want you to shock yourself. When we come to the world, we have no clue as to who we're going to become, but we do know that it's completely open. And we know that we have potential. You hear that all the time. But then how do you get there? Who develops it? Who gives it to you? And that is what I'm going to show you today and give it to you, because I'm going to use a little document here that I created. Just put this together today. I did this because I'm making some changes in my work in this next year. We're all setting our new years, and this is going to be 2025 will be great for you if you decide to do that as well, which is why I'm glad I'm giving this to you today, because that energy today, especially because of the way things are moving, you will accelerate your life. That's exactly what I'm going to say. And I'm saying things that you will probably push back on because I did it myself, thinking that you could accomplish things and you could do things and you could manifest abundance and all that silly stuff. Except, why not? That's the only question I want you to ask yourself, is why not? And you will understand that there is no reason other than what you've been thinking. And that was me as well. And we're going to look at all of that. But let me show you this presentation first. How to have everything you want. A philosophy for personal and global transformation. And that's what I'm going to explain to you, because you may not have recognized that you were that important in terms of global transformation, but you are. And that's why I'm giving this to you, because you are here to make a really big difference in our world. Introducing Wilhelm's philosophy, understanding Wilhelm's philosophy. Your story is perfect and it holds the wisdom you need to create everything you want. Wilhelm. Embracing your unique journey unlocks clarity, healing, and fulfillment. You will discover that as you move through your life, the only difficulties that you experience will be when you have not embraced your unique journey, because we're always comparing ourselves to someone else, so it becomes a little challenging, but you'll understand that there's a way for you to change all of that as well. And it is a proven path to transformation. By embracing your unique story, you can overcome blocks and unlock joy, abundance, and purpose. Transformation begins with self acceptance. I can say that because it took me forever, and you will understand it through this story. Now, why this matters now is we're moving through a global transition, and you felt it. You felt everything going on in the last several years, or maybe even longer, depending. Okay, what's happening is we're changing. Old beliefs and generational blocks are being challenged. Your growth is part of a larger awakening, and your transformation is useful. Now, you can go back over time and see, if you study history, we can see that things have changed over time between peoples. We accepted certain people at a certain time, we use them in different ways, we go through divisions, and then we have a reckoning, and then we come together and we create something new, and that is exactly what's happening now. And you will be surprised to understand that it's also organized. We think things are happening randomly, except we do come to understand that everything is energy, and energy changes, and we come to understand it and how it's affecting us. Then, development of consciousness over time. We don't know everything. We don't know anything from where we are from this moment. We could discover something tomorrow that's brand new, that's never been in the world before, and it's probably within you. That's why things change all the time. But I found this. I just found this. I'm going to have to go and find these people and send them a donation. It was just a very cute graphic that I found, and I thought they did something so brilliant. Spirit is busy molding matter and consciousness so that both will eventually become a perfect vehicle for perfect spiritual expression. And I will tell you that that is the information that Wilhelm has given me. And for those of you who don't know me and don't know Wilhelm, you're going to find out now. But practical steps to transform your life. 3 steps to align with what you want. Now, I'm giving you this because this is what I have done for so many years. And it is so effective that you will see what starts to happen for you. You're going to judge yourself wherever you are right now. That's what's going on. It doesn't matter who you are. We're always looking at that next place that we want to go. So write about it. Think about it and sit down and write it and see what comes up. Then you're going to notice things that you haven't done. You haven't gotten there, or it hasn't been manifested. You're going to start judging yourself. Then let go of that. Practice some forgiveness. I release you and I reclaim my power. Whatever that is, you're giving it to someone else or to yourself. It doesn't matter. Embrace the present. I am here. I am now. I am enough. And you will understand that that is really powerful, because what a lot of times we're doing is not acknowledging where we are or what our lives are doing and trying to run. That becomes powerful. You can always begin again. You always have the ability to choose to make a new choice and start wherever you decide. And again, that could be right at this moment. Now I'm going to tell you something, and why I can say all of these things. February 19th, 1989. That was the first day that I wrote a Wilhelm message. I was doing automatic writing, so I want you to get this. I was moving through a huge change in my life, and I was scared. I was so frightened, didn't know what I was going to do, and I read an article about automatic writing, and I said, let me try this. Maybe it'll give me some help. And then one day, on that date, something came through. And it actually frightened me, because it was a connection to something I did not understand. But it was very clear, and it was giving me a lot of information, and that information turned into a philosophy, and it healed my life, and it's doing the same for so many others, because everything we experience is in our consciousness, and we have formed our consciousness in different ways, and always in ways that limit us until we become willing to move beyond it. Transformation begins with self-acceptance. And I'm saying this because I've done something, and you will go through this as well, because I did something so different. I had many, many different careers, and then I take a U-turn and start doing meditating and channeling and receiving information. And it was so incredible, and I couldn't accept it. Didn't tell people for 20 years. And the only reason it came out is because people found it and found value in it and asked me to give it to them. I'm just saying this because you may have things that come up within you that you're so afraid to tell others because you're not sure yet. That's okay. You'll develop it. You'll see what comes up. Now, and this is how you get there. Every single day. When I started in 1989, it became an obsession with me because I realized that every morning when I would do this, didn't matter what had happened to me the night before, I would do my meditation, I would receive information, and I would feel great. And that's how I healed. And this is how we can all heal. You've felt everything happening in the world over the last several years. That's energy. And our emotions will have an effect on our bodies physically, our mental states, our emotional state, but we are also understanding how it has an effect on our collective state, meaning we're sending out emotions that are affecting people all over because everything is energy. I've done a lot of this research because I became obsessed with understanding because I wanted to understand what happened within me. So I'll leave a link where you can have just a few charts and other things that I did that you can get it. And Wilhelm, of course, gave me all kinds of help along the way, which I can now give to everyone else, which you will do something similar. And it says, all emotional pain is self-inflicted. That statement is not meant to cause you to become defensive, but to use that very concept to further your expansion. It is not reasonable to think that you would move through your physical life journey without the experience of emotional pain. However, when you understand that it occurs because of your thinking and that its purpose is to help you, and your perception changes. When you experience that emotional pain, you have accepted some false idea about your own inadequacy, or you have chosen to become a victim of your own life experience. Seek to expand beyond that. Yeah. These are cute. I'm just putting this in because I want you to think about this. These are just a couple little quotes that I pulled out as I was doing this because I thought they will help you whenever you focus upon them. You're experiencing everything in your brain, and we have the limitations, and any of you who have studied neuroscience, you'll understand that. So these things, when you're wondering why you're doing affirmations, it's to change a pattern in your thinking. That's all. And we have a collective consciousness, meaning what we're putting in there, others are picking up on, doesn't matter where they might be. And it's eternal. We don't come into the world knowing anything. Actually, we have it all stored within us. But anyway, it's passed on. When we learn things, let's think about this. Mathematics, you didn't develop it. You learned it from someone else, and that someone else came before, and then they came before, and they passed it on. That's how we all work. But that information is in the ethers, so to speak. It's in the intelligence, and it's in your consciousness, which is why you will find things at times and you don't understand why you know certain information. It was just dormant, and then at a certain time it became awakened. Now, my stuff was a little different because it came in line with all of these people and I didn't understand it. Carl Jung, he explored the collective unconscious in archetypes. I had never studied Carl Jung until a few years ago. I started to find his information and then discovered that what Wilhelm had given me was completely aligned with that, which is why it made so much sense. C.S. Lewis, and this is so different because we need the minds, the creative minds of people like him who could create fantasy so that we get out of our own ways, guided readers towards spiritual transformation. And then Bertrand Russell, who was so wonderful. So when I first found him a few years ago, and I'm listening to this guy, and he was not any person who was, he didn't have any kind of spiritual beliefs or anything like that, but he just wanted the best for the world. And I thought that is the kind of energy and the kind of thing that I've been following. And then Wilhelm, coming through me, brings rational thought with emotional and spiritual growth. And that is what my life has brought, and why this work is so effective. And again, I have to say, and I was listening to a channeling session, I'll leave a few links in this video, but a channeling session from 4 years ago, where all of this was explained, but I don't remember it. I'm saying this because I've been doing this for a long time. The information is within me, but when I go back and see it, it's like I'm learning again. You're doing the same thing. but we don't get there right away because we have to break through the blockages. But these guys told us a whole bunch. They passed it on to you, and now you take that information, just like we all do, and use it to further your life. That's what I'm giving to others, what Wilhelm has given to me. And here are some testimonials from people who've done this program. I'm going to give you a little more detail so you'll understand why I am doing this today and why this is coming about. And certain things we just don't believe, and that will be your only problem. So you'll be able to read all of this so you can see. This started in 2021. These particular things. I've been a coach for more than 35 years, but I'm just talking about this particular program. And what I've done is I have a call to action, which is you can take the next step. I did we did this last year, at the end of the year. I did what I called my Cyber Monday deal that was going to go on, but it's still going on for another few days because when I recognized what I had and that I hadn't finished, and my members are just saying, Roger, where's more of this program? Now I'm finishing it, and so I'm giving people an opportunity to come in now because you will have all the information before it changes or the price goes up, because it will do that, and I'll tell you exactly why. This is the story, so that and this is just a very short thing that I'm doing today because I want to get this out and send it to a few people. But what I want is everyone to have the reason that this is happening so that you understand what is possible for you. And that's why I am doing this now. And I know what is possible for our world. You never know what you have within you until you start looking. And sometimes it will surprise you. I started, as I said, receiving Wilhelm in 1989. I was doing a completely different business, but with receiving this information, it gave me such empowerment, such wisdom, such knowledge that I created a business. And I was doing a singing business at that time, which became very large. Most people probably knew me as being the vocal coach. I was doing it everywhere. Then I knew that things were changing, and the information I had been receiving all this time started to shift. And I said, I've got to do something more. And I kept trying. 2016, let me put it together then. I created something. I was going to do it called Overcoming Everything. And so at that time, I thought, let me do that, but people didn't believe it. And now the rest of it. I was interrupted because I did receive a phone call from someone informing me that someone had taken their life. And this is the other thing that is moving me so much more to do this, because when we move through stressful times in our life, or also in the world where you don't understand how things are affecting you, it can be a little challenging. And so I know that doesn't have to go on, which is why I'm doing this now. And as I was saying, when I started doing this work, it was something that I kept to myself, but it healed everything. And now I know I have to move it on to a much greater way. To think that I was given something that could help change the world, it did make sense, except I'm seeing it now, because the only difficulty we have is not knowing who we are and not being able to move through old beliefs, ideas, and that which we are doing now. But you have so much within you that if you develop it, you'll see how great you are. Now, I put together a whole bunch of things that I'm going to give you because I want you to have gifts. Check out my work. Please share this with others. We can uplift and we can change everything. And again, you can have everything you want because it was destined for you. It's just a journey, that's all. See you soon.